the project is done. It looks really good. Even have like some air plants in this thing. So all the times are logged now. So I have, let's do a breakdown. So this video will be a breakdown of the steps, how long it took for each of those steps, and also what the materials costs, roughly at a pretty good calculation, roughly what it costs us to make this project. And I sat down and was going through the numbers and everything, so I'd like to share that with you guys today. I think it's going to be a really eye-opener for some of you who haven't really, or maybe you've considered making stained glass before and maybe wanting to sell it, but you don't really know the numbers and how much it actually, the time it takes and costs and all that stuff. So this is a good exercise, I think, for everybody. So if you're interested, stick around. That's what we're going to be discussing today. All right, so the project, when I was cutting up the glass, we had, the calculation was 40 minutes of cutting. So that's not including like the actual time of deciding on the glass and the colors, the different styles of glass, textures and all that stuff. So, I think that's fair. You don't include the time of that decision making if you've already, for the first one, yeah, you're trying to come up with the pattern and the design. So definitely there's something in the background there where you're drawing up your pattern, thinking about it. You're not being paid for that, right? So we have to remember, we're not being paid for that part of the design work or the choosing of the glass colors until you get that design down and, maybe you want to replicate it and do multiples of this project. That's probably where the money could start flowing in and help you, recoup that cost of those lost times. So I'm not including that in the project. Design-wise, I feel that's just kind of like a loss on it. You can't, if I sat there for 30 minutes drawing it up, I can't really figure that into it. I think you can do it later on as you recoup, again, start selling more of these, and somehow you can add that into your work. So as of this, for this project, I'm not going to be adding those times. I don't think it took me that long to design this. It did take some time, that's for sure. The colors and the glass that I sat and was thinking about, it definitely took a lot of time. But for this reasons and the reasons that we just talked about, I'm just going to omit that. All right, so the actual cutting time was 40 minutes. I think you can go a little faster, but also I feel 40 minutes is probably a good number. I mean, it was the actual number, but I don't know if I could shave off many more minutes from that. I could if I was making multiples of this. Again, you're crunching it out and doing the same glass and just doing the same cuts. That's where you'll save. So something to think about for sure if you're making one-offs like this where, it's one-time unique project, that's going to cost you more. It's going to hit you more. And so that's where we are on this, right? Okay, the next thing was grinding. I had to fix some of these glass pieces. They didn't cut as straight or perfectly. So grinding took 12 minutes. And so definitely have a grinder, not a stone or something where you're trying to file that down. Work with that. It's just going to extend your time and probably just waste, make it not worth your while. All right, so foiling took 32 minutes. Just sitting there foiling and everything. We had a video on that too. And so, not too bad, but foiling does take a lot of time just in trying to get the process going, get it right and neat. But yeah, that was already an hour and 24 minutes. The soldering time, what I had thought was going to take me like the same amount of time, hour and a half or something, ended up adding an extra hour. So the soldering time was actually 2 hours and 27 minutes. So altogether, 3 hours and 51 minutes for total work time. All right, so that was up to the soldering, right? Then we got to clean this thing, and we had just the Mr. Clean Magic Scrub, cleaning that, and that took a little bit of scrubbing, cleaning it off, 14 minutes of that. Waxing, I just finished it and cleaned that up. That was 8 minutes. So not too bad, but a grand total right now, 4 hours and 13 minutes. So I'm going to call that 4.25 hours fully worked on this project, invested work on this project. And so 4.25 total hours of my time that I spent on this, right? So maybe you're better at it. Maybe we're quicker at it. Shave it down to 4, maybe shave it down to 3 something. I'm not even sure how quick I can make this. You know, there might be some, if this sells and there is potential in, you know, like if I want to make this again and make multiples of it, maybe I can try to see if I can get a better time on this, right? But right now, 4 hours and 15 minutes. Okay. All right, so that was the time cost, or time invested, right? Now the materials, first thing I'd like to just go over is the glass. So that's like the biggest piece of, I think, you know, the cost here. So a little bit of calculations, got the parallelogram, and I actually had to look this stuff up, totally forgot about it, but the base times the height, and these are 9 inches. We could do the full diamond as an enlarged piece, or like divide it into 4 separate diamonds, whatever that is, but it comes out to 32 square inch for the big, oh, I'm sorry, I've got all these notes that are just written down here. It's going to confuse the heck out of me here. All right, so 58.5 square inches of the big diamonds. And then these triangles, I've got 8 pieces of those. That came out to 32 square inch. So basically everything added up all together was 90.5 square inch of glass that was used. All right, so if that was the case, I actually have a full page here. Basically, glass is quite expensive, right? So we have glass that can go from, you know, I think I just saw from like Michael's, you could walk in, get a square sheet, 12 by 12, from Oceanside Glass. That's pretty good glass, and that was selling for $16. If you were able to walk in the store, grab that piece, taxes, everything else, you walk out the door, it's probably about 20 bucks. I don't think you can get glass for under $20 these days, you know, for very typical good glass. Now, regular glass, like clear glass, would be maybe about that, a little bit cheaper. Also, iridescent can go up to a lot more. The glass that I had figured out, I, you know, would say glass for a square foot of it could cost you between $20 to $40. Since this project of mine here, I have a good mix of, you know, there's definitely different types of glass here. I've got some iridescents, some clear ones which cost less, and some, you know, just different variations of glass. And so I'm just going to go with, or basically what the number was, 20 to 40. So I would say let's just average that out to be $30 a square foot. All right, so $30. And with the glass that I had used at the 12 by 12 square foot, calculated out at $30, that was $18.84. All right, so $18.84, rough estimate of the glass used, the square foot, square inch of the glass that was used for this project. If the glass was 30 bucks, okay, you can get glass that's cheaper and continue using that, like using all the cheap glass. That'll bring your costs down. If you threw iridescent all over here, and it was just a full iridescent piece. You know, maybe even you had like strong orange colors, yellows, bright color glass, like the reds and the yellows, oranges. It's gonna bring up the cost. So for this one, just kind of an average, 30 bucks for the sheet. And so that was 1884. Okay, copper foil, I actually, I think it was Eva that made a comment. You know, if I measured out the materials like copper foil and solder and stuff. So copper foil, I actually had the trash here, so that was kind of nice. If I didn't have that, I could also measure, you know, also the length used for the triangles and the shapes here. So same thing, but I measured that out, and that gave me, what did we use? I did 156 inches of it. The roll was, a full roll is 3 yards, so that's 1296 inches. Basically, we got 0.12, so 12% of that. And the copper foil, I want to say the roll, average roll is, I don't think you can get anything under $15. So copper foil, $15 plus tax, if you can get a good roll at that cost. You can go cheaper rolls. They might be, I think right now, Amazon, $12, you know, taxes on top of that and everything. But the better rolls, like the the better quality rolls, will go up to $20. Okay, so, or even more. I'm just gonna say it's $18 for this roll. So $18 for the copper foil at that length was $2.16. Okay, not so bad, right? But we still have to add it up. The solder is the next thing. Now solder, I did not measure. I forgot, and also I wasn't, I guess I could cut the length and then use it the same and see how much, you know, I've consumed, but totally forgot about that. Looking at the roll, looking at that solder roll and kind of figuring out like how much I used of it, of the solder, and I would say I probably used about a quarter of the roll. I want to say it could have been less, but I want to be safe and say at least a quarter. I don't think it was a third. I hope it's not, but you know, that's pretty close. I'm just going to say that it was a quarter of the roll. Right now, solder though is about 30 bucks for the roll. Very expensive item. Solder has been raising, with the prices, been going up and up, and so 30 bucks is pretty tough with the solder here. So you'll see a lot of prices have gone up for the glass as well, right? Like if people are using the solder and they have to sell it, it's going to cost you a bit. So 30 bucks, a quarter of that is $7.50. Consumables, everything else that I had to use, like flux, I don't know, we're not even counting like the equipment and the tools and everything else that I had to use for this project, like real tools and whatever was purchased. We're omitting all of that. This is just the hard consumables that was used. Flux, not too much, you know, maybe a capful of that, 2 capfuls of the bottle. Bottle's about 10 bucks. Negligible. I'd probably say a couple dollars for that. You know, for that, and like sprays, cleaning sprays, the scrub. So just a couple bucks for that. Everything added up, it was, let me actually get this good number, but in my head I remember having, so let's see here, if glass was 1884, and we'll have to add in the copper foil, solder roll, so now we have $28.50. So if you say a couple bucks, we'll just round it off to a nice $30. I think that's fine, you know, 30 bucks for these big items here, right? So 30 bucks costs of the materials, the actual materials that went into this project. All right, so $30 is our number for the cost of the materials. 4.25 was the hours invested. So, what do you think this thing would cost? What should it actually cost? See some numbers here, right? This is the actual, we're gonna see some good numbers right here. So if 4.25, it took me 4 hours, and 15 minutes, 4.25, times it by, we're gonna say $30 an hour, right? $30 an hour, 127.5, just for the hours. Got to add in the materials, 30, comes out to 157.50. So if I want to make $30 an hour, you're looking at 157.50 to charge for this project, right? So 157.50, 160 for this project. You'll recoup the $30. You'll get the $30 per hour. We're not even talking about taxes. There's that too. I forget about that. A lot of people forget about taxes. You have to pay taxes on this, unless you're just giving, or you're selling this amongst friends or whatever, and you get that cash. Cool. That's straight in your pocket. No worries. But if you sell it online, somebody buys it from your website, from Etsy, you're going to get hit with fees. You're going to get hit with, credit card fees. So there's that too. So 160 gives you $30 an hour. I don't know. When I said $200 last time, I think I mentioned, I was like, $200 for this piece, and I don't know if I'm going to sell it for that. Now all of a sudden, $200, right? You sell it at $200. Let's say we list it at $200, minus the fee or the materials of 30 is 170, and then we have the 4.25 hours invested. It gives me $40 an hour. Sounds better. Sounds a lot better. $40. Do I feel like 40 is okay? 30 is okay? Where I live in California here, 30 is probably not okay. 40 is barely okay. $25 is definitely not okay. And what's $25? I just like to see that. Let's see, $25 times 4.25, 106.25 plus $30 materials, 136.25. So our range right now, if you went $25 an hour, which 136, 140, you're gonna sell it at that much. You get $25 an hour. That seems now not a good number to list this for, to sell it at that price. The 160 gives you $25. $30 an hour. $200, you'll get $40 an hour. Whew. So that's where we are on this. I think I would like some feedback from you guys now. What do you think this piece should cost? What would you pay for it? Okay, right here, this thing. One of a kind. You can make it yourself. Obviously, if you make stained glass and you know it, you'd be like, yeah, I can make that. That'd be cool if I could make this thing by myself and, save $200. Is $200 good? I think it's good. I think it's fine. I think $200 is not a lot to ask when, had a camera shut off on me. This one's still going though. $200 for this custom-made piece, and It's random colors. I don't know. I don't know what to think. But right now I'm at the range of 200. Like if I were to say, you know, should we charge more for it, right? What if you keep pushing it? I really don't know if you can. I mean, you can sell this thing for whatever you want. I think this is the exercise here. This is what we're trying to figure out. From 25 bucks an hour at, you know, sell it for 140, you're gonna get hit with fees, credit card fees, processing fees, Etsy listing fees, advertisement fees. Hopefully that never happens, and taxes, all of that, all the way up to what is that number? What is that number that would make you happy as an artist, for work that you put into this, something like this? For me right now, I would like to say that this piece, if I got 200 bucks for it, it would be great. I would feel good about it. It's one of the first pieces that I've made, right? So first one kind of cracked. Second one, good, went better. And third one, if I make that, probably gonna be much better, much quicker. Materials cost is gonna be the same. Different glass, you just gotta think about what you're using in it, right? Those costs are gonna change with that, with those choices. So, I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it at this right now. What I'm gonna do is actually post this picture on YouTube and have you guys guess what the price is. So it may already be there. If you want to comment in this video, I would love to hear your feedback on this and what you think this would cost. Now you have an idea already what the materials are, the time invested in this, but in that post I'm not going to do it. So I would love to see what people would put down. And it's going to be all over. It's going to be very low price to probably, I don't know. I don't know how high it's going to go, but I'd be curious to see. But for you guys out there right now, still watching this stuff and seeing this right now, knowing about this, what's your number? Give me the number, okay? And what I want to do is, well, I think I'm going to decide on, I'm very close to the 200. Very close to the 200. I'm going to put this up on my website and I will have that number as a for sale. And I will promote it, you know, at least on the YouTube post, but also I'll probably push this on Instagram as well. So if it sells, I'll be back and we can kind of go over everything again. It'd be kind of fun what the final price is that I could get this for, and then you'll truly see, you know, what you can do with stained glass. It's gonna surprise me as well. So this is actual thing, right? This is what I'm trying to share with you, fully open with all of this, and so you'll see what I actually made from it. If it sells at that price, right? I also was thinking about like a bidding type of style where maybe I could start off a bid at a, you know, baseline and see where it goes and see how high it could go. There's that option too. So yeah, still really thinking about it. But if you guys have ideas on that, let me know as well. Would love to hear it. That's it. That's it for now. Take a look at it one more time. What do you guys think? This is the new one, right? And here is the old, or the first piece. Exactly the same, just different colors, different style. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna post this up and hopefully I'll be able to update you on this with how much it sells, and really what you guys comment and give me in those comments will really help in determining the final price of this. Okay, so thanks again. I really appreciate all you guys watching and having always been here, just checking this out from beginning through all the stress and everything. You know, I was frustrated a lot of times just trying to make it work, trying to make sure that this was good and it was a good project, something that you guys could actually do on your own, and you can see me do it, and hopefully you'll, you know, if you want to make this exact thing, I think now you already know how to do it. You have the videos and everything to show you how to make this. It'd be cool if you can make this and hang it in your home and have that be your piece, right? So just hoping you got something from this whole series, and I know I got something from it. I learned a lot just from going through the work, and so hopefully for the next time it could be applied for the next projects. So that is the ultimate thing that I hope you can take from this, is learning from my mistakes, and then just moving on and being able to make your own stuff, and definitely making it even better. I've seen other people that have watched the videos and then now they are way beyond the stuff that I can do, and that's wonderful because we all excel in different ways. So to see all of that is so freaking awesome. Yeah, I hope that's it. I'm done with it. Leave me a comment. Please let me know what's your price on this thing. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you.